Like you produced more than 80 movies.
That's wrong. It's 103 movies, but go ahead.
100? Okay, how many?
Who's counting? I'm very glad I grew up without a father, actually. I had to work at a very young age,
How old were you?
9, 10 years old. I was living in Thailand and I met a guy named Sylvester Stallone. He invited me to come with him. And I was competing in kickboxing, making $50 a fight. And he offered me $200 a day. It was a lot more than $50. So I took the job. My son, I love more than anybody. He's mildly autistic and I have a big challenge with him, but I love him. He's like the love of my life. My dad's family offered her money to walk away, and she chose to take care of us. So family and hard work get you whatever you want. If I had a father, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today, probably.
Elie Samaha, welcome to Unboxing.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
I mean, I'm really glad it's happening. We're making it happen.
Yes, it's
We've been-
only you that could make it happen, okay?
We've been trying to get hold of you for the past 6 months. I'm really happy to have
That's
you here.
not true, actually, but
So, Elie,
some of us have to work for a living.
okay. Okay, Elie, I was doing my assignment, looking you up online.
Yes.
So I have a list of your accomplishments.
Wow.
Like you produced more than 80 movies.
How many?
You're more than 80 movies.
That's wrong, but let's go ahead. It's 103 movies, but go ahead.
100? Okay, how many?
Who's counting? Go ahead.
Okay, 100 what?
103. But go ahead.
103 movies. Okay, you're a businessman.
Yes.
You own a lot of businesses. You did a lot. Okay, but today we're not going to talk about your accomplishments.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the journey behind these accomplishments, and we want to focus more about how accomplishing these achievements shape who you are today.
Wow. Okay.
And
I'm going to learn something, I guess.
I hope so. I hope so. So before we start all the questions, I want to give you my signature question.
Please.
We put aside all your accomplishments, all your achievements, all your movies, 103 movies, and the whole of Oscars, the Chinese theater. Who are you?
Simple Lebanese guy. That's all. Just came here and tried to make a living. And you work hard, you accomplish what you dream about. I don't think I'm there yet, but I'm still working at it. And I love what I do. And I don't look at what I do as work. I look at what I do as fun. Because if it was work, the day will be very long. So usually when you look at what you do as fun and you enjoy what you do, time flies by. I woke up one morning, I realized I'm 71 years old. Wow.
Wow. You just look like it. Even your energy. You know, I feel like the most outstanding thing about you is your energy. Such an inspiration. Okay.
It's the creatine I take every day. No,
Okay, Elie, let's go back to your childhood, okay?
Yes.
A Lebanese boy in Lebanon.
Yes.
What do you remember about your childhood?
So I grew up without a father, so it was not easy. It was a little hard. I had to work at a very young age,
How old were you?
9, 10 years old. Had to be the head of the family. I had lots of love for my mom. Being Lebanese, it wasn't easy on my mother because she was looked down at as a woman working in 1950s. Was a really bad thing. So I didn't know any of that stuff. I learned about it as I became older, and I was very, very inspired by the strength and energy and the love my mom had for our land, because she fought my dad's family very hard to divide the land that we inherited. And I learned a lot from her. I saw a very strong person in her. So
What did you learn from her?
a lot, everything I know today. The reason I'm here where I am today is I learned from my mom.
So, Elie, you grew up so fast, right? Like you were 5 years old when your dad passed away.
Yes.
Being the head of the family at that young age, or maybe when you started to feel like responsible, like I'm not a child anymore. And
Age 10, that's why when I look at my kids, their moms say to me, they're only 12, they're only 13, they're only 15, they're only 17. I just, it's very hard for me to understand why kids today is not like what I was. So it's very difficult. But uh, kids in the U.S., I think they grew up with not lots of pressure. You have lots of luxuries growing up here. You look at kids in LA versus kids anywhere else in the world. People don't appreciate what they have in this country. Everybody in this country has literally 95% of what they need. They're only missing 5%. In the Middle East, in North Africa, and other underdeveloped country, you have 5 or 10%, and you need to get the other 90%. It's a lot more difficult. So people don't really appreciate what they have in this country. So it was very easy to make deals in the United States when I got here. It wasn't very competitive. It's not that hard to get a deal closed.
How would you describe growing up with no father?
I'm very glad I grew up without a father, actually, because if I had a father, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today, probably. I'll still be in Lebanon, working my family's land with no education, which I don't have an education either. But
When did you leave the school?
uh, I don't know, junior high, I think. Yeah.
What's your memory about your childhood? Like
Ah.
when I mentioned childhood for the first time, what the first thing comes to your mind?
Growing up in Lebanon was very difficult. Was in a civil war before I came to the United States, so I didn't like that. So that's why I left Lebanon. I didn't believe in the civil war, so I left
How old were you when you left Lebanon?
16, 17 years old, something like that.
So how was the transition? 16, 17-year-old have no. I don't think you had a lot of money, did you?
I did.
You did.
That time I have saved about $73,000 for being in business, and my dream was to own a Harley Davidson.
16 years old,
I was
70,000.
15 years old.
15, and you had.
16. Yeah, I saved lots of money, and I had 2, 3 different businesses, and I had kids working for me. So my dream was to own a Harley Davidson. That's what I did. I went to Europe. I bought my Harley, and I traveled Europe for 2.5 years
So when you were 16, you first moved to Europe.
to London.
London. Okay. How many years you spent there? 2 years.
I didn't spend less than 4 months.
And when did you move to the U.S.?
In 1976,
What brought you to the U.S.?
75. I'm sorry.
Why? What brought you to the U.S.? Like, why did you move from London to the?
Yeah. Oh, I was living in Thailand, and I met a guy named Sylvester Stallone. He invited me to come with him.
Okay,
So I did.
Sylvester. You came with Sylvester Stallone.
What?
You came with Sylvester Stallone.
He was shooting a movie in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, and I was competing in kickboxing, making $50 a fight, and he offered me $200 a day. It was a lot more than $50, so I took the job.
And what was the job?
Just to hang out with him, do security, and then he invited me to come to the United States, and I came to the U.S.
So you started as a bodyguard.
as security.
Security.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I did in New York, a tunnel, and then I went to Studio 54. I did the same thing as well. I used to be a lot tougher.
How did you move from security, working at like in that field, to film movies, film industry, businesses?
How did I move that?
Remember, yeah, we have time, Elie. You're all
Actually,
to take your time.
everything happens accidentally by I didn't want to be a producer, but I was dating a girl who was an actor, so I became a
You
producer.
can say the name, Elie. Okay.
So when I was in New York, I worked at Tunnel. I did a good job as a head of security. Steve LaBelle saw me break some big fight. He says you should come and work at 54. I didn't know what 54 was. Didn't barely speak English. So I dated a girl named Tatiana Petit. She was very beautiful. I did another girl named Elaine Loftus. They helped propel my career. They invited me to events. They invited me to. I did modeling for Armani with my friend Eric James and Hugo Boss, but I was not that big of a model because I wasn't. I'm only 6 foot tall. Most models are 6'2", 6'3". And the girls I dated, they were much more famous than I am. They got invited to much cooler parties, so I tagged along with them, and I got to meet people who are more interesting.
Okay, so you started in security, then you moved to movie making, right? Like you produce movies.
No, that's not true.
Okay, tell me. That's what I
So, no, when I left, when Studio 54 closed, I opened another club. And then I came to LA in first time in 1981, I think. And I started a business in California, a dry cleaning business called Celebrity Cleaners. I didn't know very much about the dry cleaning business, but I'm a good salesman. So I sold my idea, which was 1 hour dry cleaning, 2 hours shirt laundry, 3 hours fluff and fold, instantaneous and alteration, overnight service, open 7 days a week. And I opened, I think, about 23 or 25 dry cleaners. Then I sold the company for 17 or $18 million, which was lots of money in these days. And I took that money and started investing in real estate. The first movie I did was called 20 Dates. You should watch it, actually.
okay.
You watched it?
Story. Tell me the story behind that movie.
No.
Like that
You
was
should
the
watch it. I'm not going to tell you the story.
not the story of the movie.
Oh.
How did you end up producing?
Oh, by accident, I was married to a girl named Tia Carrera, and she wanted to do a screenplay called The Art of War. I wanted to buy that screenplay. The agent said you have to finance this movie for 50,000, and you have to pay 250 for the screenplay.
Oh, really? In reality, you're like
Uh,
keep it real.
So, what hap- so I bought the screenplay, The Art of War, which I ended up making later with Wesley Snipe, without my ex-wife. I put another Asian girl in it, and the $50,000 movie was called 20 Dates, and I ended up selling that movie for lots of millions of dollars at the Sundance Film Festival. The movie ended up costing 86 million. It started at 50, but it won the Slam Dance Film Festival, and I made over $5 million in that movie. And I says, "Wow, I could be a producer. Why am I in the club business?" So I went in the film business.
Really? You're fearless.
I'm sorry.
You're fearless.
What does that mean?
Like you, like the way you're describing, starting a whole industry and then closing it and then move to a new industry. So you
Yeah,
take
I've
risk.
done
You
well.
take
You know
so
what?
many risks.
You learn. You learn from. You only learn when you practice a thing. Like you don't know when you're in the gym, you don't know how many pounds you could weight or bench press or anything till you try it. So, with every business, I try to do the best job I could. I think I'm very good at real estate. Okay with movies because I make money at it. I didn't win an Oscar. I got a Raspberry Award, which is the worst movie you could make in the whole world, which was with John Travolta, but I made 6.5 million. So I don't look at things, didn't go in the film business to win an Oscar or a Golden Globe. I went in the film business to build a library. And that's what I build. Like I have real estate. I have a real estate business, which I own many, many buildings. So I looked at the film business. Same way I looked at real estate. If you own a library, it repeats sale again. You sell it every 3 years, every 5 years, every 10 years. So that's how I looked at film. I was never in love with the movie business. Most people come to Hollywood, they want to meet girls. I think I was doing okay before I came to Hollywood. Um, Still do okay, I was missing an arm or a leg, so I didn't need to be a producer. I did it because I made movies that my friends wanted to make that nobody would finance. Like Sylvester Stallone had a movie called Driven. He's always wanted to make it, and nobody would finance it because he was too old at the time. I made it. It's called Driven. We end up making the movie. It was great about Formula One. John Travolta wanted to make Battlefield Earth. It was about Scientology. Nobody would touch it. I was happy to do it. Make
What
six and a
is
half million dollars movie on it. So I made movies, and if you read some of the articles, you'll know I made every movie that was a passionate of an artist. If an actor has a movie and nobody's financing it, they came to me. But I didn't pay them any money though. I made them a partner in the film, and instead of making 20 million, they made 1 million or half a million. If the movie did well, like Bruce Willis on the whole nine yard, made $84 million. They only got paid up front $5 million. That's when he was making 27 million. So I structured deal. They were very, very good, and they were very smart deals where I did not get hurt, I did not lose money. Because in Hollywood, lots of people come, they leave with their tail behind their back because you could lose everything. So to me, I looked at it different than most everybody looked at it. I looked at it as a business, and I looked at it one and one is equal two, and two and two is equal four. So I wasn't in it to meet any woman. I was married to a beautiful actress. She was gorgeous. She was, my wife. So I didn't go out of my way. I owned clubs my whole life, so I owned some of the hottest clubs in the world. So I've always had beautiful women around. Okay. So um, when you treat everything like a business, it pays off at the end.
Okay, you talked about working with A-list celebrities. What did you learn from them? Working with them.
I think they learned from me. I didn't learn anything from them. What could I learn from an actor? I'm not an actor.
I mean, maybe.
I Lots of my actor friends, they invested with me in real estate. They've done very well. My agents, they invested with me in real estate. Two of my agents at CA and WME. And you learn from actors about life and how insecure they are. I mean, oh no, I was married to an actress and I would have two, three movies for her. I did 19 movies with my ex-wife. I financed and she was always worried about the next movie. And, in my life, I only want to worry about what's going to happen today.
Yeah, you mentioned your wife 3 times. Okay. Yeah, like
My ex-wife, I
your
said.
ex-wife. Okay.
Yes.
And how beautiful she was.
Yeah.
How you guys did movies together.
Yes.
And you got divorced, right?
Yes.
After 15 years. Why do you think w- this relationship didn't last? And what did you learn?
You should call her and ask her.
No, no, I'm asking you.
Uh,
Just a reflection, Elie. Like what?
I think we outgrew each other, my opinion. And I was traveling a lot, and when I started doing big studio films, I could not put my ex-wife in every movie before I did. Before I had my deal at Warner Brother and at Sony and Universal, I was doing non-studio films. They were much smaller, so it was much easier. And when they became big studio films, I couldn't tell Bruce Willis, "Hey, Tia's in the female lead in this movie," or I care more about doing the movie with Bruce Willis or Stallone or Travolta or Kevin Costner or Jack Nicholson. Then I gave enough time and attention to her career, and there was time. Now that was my time to make the movies I wanted to make and help out my friends who helped me in all my clubs. Like when I opened Bloxbury, all the celebrities that are in my movies, they were always in my club, hanging out with me in the VIP room.
So, do you think there's a price you pay for success? Yeah.
You might
No.
look at it this way. Listen, I'm very happy where I am today. I have three beautiful kids. Um,
But Eddie, is there a price that you pay for success? That's
for what?
for success. Being successful, making millions, making a lot of your dreams come true on the professional level. Do you think there's a price?
I mean, I don't know. Probably if I didn't have as much in my life, I would be a much more successful, married person. But would I be happy? The question is. So to me, is you only live
So,
once.
what makes you happy?
What I'm doing today, I love what I do. Nobody tells me what time I'm coming home. Nobody tells me when we taking vacation. Nobody tells me anything. I just like it the way it is right now. And everybody, including yourself, you always ask me, why don't you have a girlfriend?
Yeah. And we said we're going to take you to Jordan and get you.
That's right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, Iri, I asked about relationships. What did you learn about yourself? They say relationships are teachers.
Yes.
What did you learn about yourself?
Take
Because
care of
me
myself
knowing you,
better than I did
okay,
before. So, like 3 days a week or 4 days a week, I go home early. I do my spa days. So, I have a whole build out spa in my house. So, I'd like to do my steam, my sauna, my cold dip, my hybrid chamber. I love taking my kids. Like this afternoon, we're going to SoFi. I'm taking my oldest daughter, Rasha. Katy Perry is going to be singing, performing at 4:30. I love doing things with my kids. My youngest is a smart little one who's like really more business than anybody I've ever known. She's like making money since she was 10 years old.
yeah, she said your stuff.
She's always like doing stuff. So um, there is a price you pay. I mean, you see, I have lots of my friends who are very unhappily married and complaining to me all the time about their wives and their kids and this and that. And I says, why are you in the relationship? Because I'm married. So I don't know. Marriage wasn't for me, I guess.
Wasn't for you?
Wasn't for me, no. It's for you. You're a very happy married woman. You have a beautiful kid, you know.
Thank you. You talked about your experience now as a father. You have 3 kids. Yes. You grow up with no father. How did you find your way as a father? And how would you
Oh,
describe
I love my
yourself?
kids. I mean, listen, Tuesdays and Fridays, I never leave my house for the last since my daughter was born. So I take fathering very, very serious because I love my kids and I don't
Maybe
want.
because you didn't have a father.
Yeah, yeah, because I did not have a father. I don't want my kids not to have me around. So when I was doing 10 movies a year, I was living on my plane, traveling to Montreal and New York and Vancouver and New Orleans and Europe and this and that. And, you know, I hate traveling right now. I try to do as little as possible. I still have to travel for my other businesses. And to me, is my kids, I love being with my kids. I mean, like, I just love every single minute I enjoy with my kids.
What are you teaching them?
I don't teach them anything. They're learning by just hanging around. They listen to my conversation in my office, trying to close a certain deal. And my little one asks question, and Rasha is very smart. You know, she got a scholarship to UCLA. She's on the Dean honor list. You know, she's a straight A student, unlike me, which was pure Fs and failed everything. And my 12-year-old is amazing. My son, I love more than anybody. He's mildly autistic, and I have a big challenge with him, but I love him. He's like the love of my life. He's more handsome than I am. He's taller than I am.
How was your experience with like having an autistic child?
You know, you learn every day. You learn something new, and being Lebanese at the beginning wasn't that easy to accept that because I have a couple other friends who have autistic kids. They don't understand how to deal with it. But Ishan is like the love of my life. The two girls will get married. They'll go on. They'll have husbands. They'll have kids. Ishan will hang around with me, so I love that.
I have also my son is autistic, but my son is 7 year old. Your son is 16, right?
No, he's 18.
18. There's an
He's
age difference.
graduating high school this year.
How do you feel about that?
That's amazing. I mean, he's very, very, he's like such a loving boy. Like when I'm in my theater watching a football game or a basketball game, you know, he would just lay next to me, put his head on my arm. And that's, to me, is like winning $10 billion lottery. You know, it's like you can't put a price on that. Just having him like on my arm or me and him doing a hike together or playing basketball together. It's just very special.
Is there a formula for success?
Of course.
What is it?
It's very
Your formula.
simple. It's not my formula, it's any formula.
What?
Work hard. You have to work very hard.
A
I
lot of
mean,
people
most,
are working hard.
no, that's not true because, you know, um, you have to look at an average person. You got 340 million people in the US. You got 100 million people. They get up every morning to go to work at 8 o'clock. They take a break at 10 o'clock. They break for lunch at 12 o'clock. They go back to work at 1 o'clock. They
What do
take,
you want them to do? Not having breaks?
no, no, they'll
What?
just finish, please.
Okay.
And then they take a break in the afternoon. Then they go home. And at 5 o'clock, when they get home, the first thing they do, they open a beer and sit in front of the TV. And um, I don't want to say they don't use their brain after that, but to me, is my average day is 15, 18 hours. I don't have, I don't take breaks. Sometimes I even take a lunch, and sometimes I'm eating something while I'm driving somewhere and stuff like that. It's just like I don't look at work as a job. So you
Okay.
have to take risks in life if you want to be real successful. You have to take a chance. You're never gonna like big athletes or a horse that races in a racetrack. If they don't push him so hard, he's never gonna win a race. So you have to compete with other people. Thank God in the United States you don't have a lot of people to compete with, so it's very easy to make money. So for me, it wasn't as hard as most people because Being in the film business, it's a formula I used. It didn't take a rocket scientist. Developing office building, developing apartments. We have lots of apartments. I work with my brother. So if you work hard, this is one of the greatest countries on planet Earth. There's no other place than the United States where you have the opportunity to make a lot of money. Today, Elon Musk became the first trillionaire in the world. Trillionaire. So you tell me his net worth today is bigger than South Africa, bigger than Taiwan, bigger than Brazil and some other countries. So what a better country in the world you have like the United States.
Really, you literally lived the American dream. Like you lived the American dream. You came from Lebanon. You built a wealth. And do you think nowadays people can actually still achieve, accomplish that, and live the American dream?
Of course, one
Is
hundred.
it that easy?
Of
Like
course,
50 years ago?
yes.
So it's
In fact, it's easier right now. There's more millionaires and
give
trillions.
us hope, yeah.
I mean, in the United States, you have a lot more millionaires and billionaires than you did in the 20s. I mean, you can make a lot of money today. I mean, literally making money is so easy today.
Okay, if there's an immigrant, okay, 18 years old, 20 years old,
Yes.
who just got to this United States,
Yes.
has no money, okay, if he want to start working on his career and his future life, what advice do you have for that person?
To do something he loved and enjoy doing so much that when he's doing it, it's not work. It's just something he's having fun with. So when I own nightclubs, I love being in the nightlife. I was going out when I was in New York. So to me, instead of just going out and somebody else's bar or club, I had my own club and bars and hanged out in my own place and made money and I had fun doing what I did. So to me is you do not want to do something that you don't enjoy or you don't love doing. If you do something you love doing, it's not going to feel like it's work. It's going to feel like fun. And by accident, you're going to make lots of money.
Exactly. How would you describe your relationship with money?
I don't really care. My sister handles everything. I don't care. I have enough to live very comfortably.
What is the most important thing in life for you?
My health. I like to take care of myself, and I like to give back. And these are the two most important things in my life because I've been fortunate enough. So I like to give back a lot. I love St. Jude. I love shrines. I help lots of different, I do lots of, I don't like to talk about that. That's something that I think, it only makes me feel good. It's not going to make you feel as good as me, but that's what I love doing. And being around my kids is very, very important.
So family is important here.
I'm sorry?
Family.
Of course, super important. Most important thing is family, of course.
How's your relationship with your family members? Your brother, you have one
I'm
brother?
very close with my family. My sister, she's the big boss. My brother develops everything I own. He builds everything I'm building. And I'm very, very close relationship because after losing my dad, me and my brother and my sister we were very, very close because we didn't have anybody to take care of us. We have to take care of ourselves.
Your mom passed away 11 years ago.
Yes, 11 or 12 years ago, something like that.
If she is watching us today, what would you tell her? Something that you don't
Actually, I have zero regret. I took care of my mom so well. Every premiere for every one of my movies, she had a hairstylist. She has a stylist to dress her. She had the limousine. I took her to the Cannes Film Festival twice, took her to the Venice Film Festival. I got introduced her to Paul McCartney. I did my part. My mom was very, very happy. She's like, I was her favorite kid, but they'll, I built old people's home for her the way she wanted it. So I'm very, very content with what I.
I came across one of your interviews, and for me, I was actually shocked because usually a businessman, they always like businessmen think about like a big strategy. They do a lot of planning, and what you said in the interview that you lean more into your gut
Gut feeling, yes.
feeling. Tell me more about that.
Because I'm not educated. See, you have a doctor degree, don't you?
It doesn't mean business.
No, but you went to school, you went to college.
Yes.
You overthink everything. With me, I cannot overthink everything. I have to go with my gut feeling. If I feel good, when I met you a year ago,
Yes.
I thought you were a nice person. My gut feeling was right. Now you could have turned out to be a psycho. The gut feeling would have been wrong. So I do operate on my gut feeling. I've been wrong twice.
Twice?
Yes.
That's nothing compared to.
Yeah. So
You encourage people to lean into their gut feeling.
well, something like there is.
I agree with you,
I
but
used to have a message on my voicemail about 15 years ago, and my sister made me take it out. They say to people, leave a message. If I don't call you, don't bother because I'm never going to call you again, ever. And my sister said that was very rude, but it's true. Like, I mean, I don't need, you get to a point in your life where people sometimes don't understand. I have a certain friend, very well off, he's a lot wealthier than I am. He has two planes, very nice guy, but I don't like the way he talks to women. And my sister doesn't like the way he talks to women. And I had a conversation with him, and I says, Ron, I like you a lot. You're a great guy, but you can't talk down to women like this. I have a sister, I have a daughter, I have a mother. He goes, blah, 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 blah. So stop being in business, stop being his friends. And he couldn't
so
understand,
you prioritize connection more than you prioritize business,
of course.
like character.
Yes.
Like if you have a business with someone and you don't trust that person or you don't like
I don't really care. Money doesn't change my life. I have enough to eat, drink, and go to sleep. I don't need, to me is I have enough to give back. I don't need money just doesn't change my personality. I have zero desire. I'm working on a very, very big deal right now, and it's a huge deal. And there's a couple of people that want to make an investment with me, and I told them I don't want them to be my partners, and they can understand why. And I explained to them I'm trying to take partners that will help the business venture. You guys bring nothing to the table but money. So people give you money, it doesn't help your business. I want to bring people to the business, you know, to help the business.
what do you look for people who you partner with?
People that don't call me a lot and bother me, and they trust what I want to do, and they just leave me the fuck alone. That's all.
And trust, you trust them. I think trust is a big thing.
I haven't had any new investor in over 20 years. I work with the same people who's been with me over the last 25 years. They have made enough money. They don't ask questions. When I call them up and say I need this or that, they just send the money in. You could talk to a new investor, you have to explain to him what the deal is and how he's going to get his money back. So the people who's made money with me over the years, they're very, very happy and they're always looking for a deal. So if I'm trying to buy anything, they're always saying, how could I be in that deal? So
They know it's going to be another success.
you never know. There's been a couple of deals I didn't hit a home
But
run.
Evie, honestly, you mentioned working with people for so many years. And from my own observation, like everyone we meet, is either been working with you for 20, 30,
Or more.
or more.
Yes.
What is the formula to this like long lasting relationship?
Because all the people that work for us in the restaurants, the club, the gas stations, the apartment building, they are partners. We always have a 10% promote or a 20% promote, or sometimes it's 50% promote. So if I buy the Dolby Theater and I pay $50 million after I pay my investor $100 million, there's a promote in there. That money goes to all the people who work at the Dolby. So my partners make 100 million. I like the employees to make a couple of 3 million. So you keep people around. There's lots of companies that are doing it right now. There was um, something last year on 60 Minutes where a couple of companies in the Midwest, they're taking 10% and giving it to all the employees. But I've been doing this for 30 years. So the same way I did in my film business. Instead of paying an actor 20 or 25 or 30 million, I paid him a million. I gave him 40% of the movie. So if the movie made money, I'm very happy. He makes a lots of money. But I don't want to get knocked out because the movie loses everything.
Yeah, they keep people motivated.
Yes, they take a risk with me. I'm not the only one who's taking risks.
Nice. What is the hardest chapter of your life that nobody knows about?
Last year was very, very hard. I lost many friends. I lost Val Kilmer. I lost Michael Madsen. I lost my driver of 30 some years. I lost half a dozen people last year. It was
How do
very
you
tough.
cope with that loss? How do you deal with loss?
I do lots of meditation. I go work out a lot. And
Do you sit
right,
with your feelings, Edie?
huh?
Do you sit with your feelings?
Do I
Do you
sit?
do you sit with your feelings, or do you numb yourself with work and workouts and projects?
I don't like to overthink anything. To
It's
be
not
honest.
overthinking. It's
I don't know, but you could, there's people, who like to do drugs. I have nothing against them because drugs make them feel good. There's people who like to gamble. They go to Vegas.
thank God you like to work. That's
Yeah, so everybody in life has an addiction, whether you like it or not. Some people they just like to eat a lot and they weight 500 pounds.
Edie, do you think everyone has an addiction? Usually, addiction comes from unmet needs. So addiction, whether it's, I agree with you, there are good addiction and bad addiction. And not good addiction, but like it's better for you to go indulge in a project than to indulge in drugs. But usually people get addiction because they have unmet needs. So I love that for you that you've been like working hard and workaholic. Can we agree on that?
That's what they say. I don't think I'm a workaholic
What
because
is
I don't look at what I do as
Really,
work.
you're workaholic. Every time I call you, you're either doing projects, you're either traveling, your sister tried to get a hold of you. Nobody can get a hold of you. So that's
Yeah, but
you
I
are
mean, listen,
about
to me is I'm gonna repeat again what I'm gonna tell you. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to do this podcast, would I? So I'm doing stuff I like doing, okay? So whether, I'm developing now a tower on the Sunset Strip. I've changed the design on it 5 times. I finally came up with a design I love. And this is the biggest, in my opinion, was going to be the biggest thing I'm working on. Then I found another deal, and that became the biggest thing I'm working on. So, to me is if you stay busy, you really don't ever, ever get bored. I mean, I wish I had more time in the day to do stuff, but I don't.
okay. Edie, you're working on a book right now, right?
Yes.
And it's almost like you're almost
It
done.
was done last year, but now I'm going to push it to next year
Okay,
because I'm doing a couple of things this year that could
let's
be
talk
very
about.
big.
Give us a teaser.
Oh, it's more about my mom. The first chapter of my book is about my life and my mom more than it is about me. What a great woman she is when she had to endure to have me have my brother, my sister, and how she amazingly raised all three of us, never got remarried, had the opportunity to be with other men. So I contribute a lot of my success to my mother because if my mother would have left me, my brother, my sister, and she had the opportunity to do that because my dad's family offered her money to walk away. And she chose to take care of us. So to me, that was a big, big sacrifice on her part. She was young, she was beautiful. She chose not to be with a man, she chose to raise her three kids. So that left a very, very good impression on me. So to me, it was very, very important to show my mom that she did not really waste her time by giving up everything else. That's why I did everything I could for my mom.
Edie, you look very, when you talk, you look like you don't like to go deep into the feelings part. But the way you describe even your relationship with your mom and how grateful you are. Okay, she devoted her life for you
Of course,
and your siblings, but you're also a very grateful person. Like throughout the conversation, every time I had a conversation with you, you either mentioned your mom and next your sister. But I want to also tell you that you are also an amazing son. Honestly, like you
I've been
appreciate
very,
everything she
I've
gave
been
you.
very, very fortunate, and I've been very, very blessed. And I think my mom always looked down at me and helps me, and that's why I go visit her at the cemetery every week. And she's buried next to a guy named Jerry Buss who owns the Lakers, and his kids never go put flowers. And I wonder why is these kids who inherited $10 billion don't take care of their dad? Because I don't know what they have between them and their dad, but I loved my mom. I always go see her. I always talk to her. She couldn't be more proud when, I took her with me to Cannes, when I took her with me to the Venice Film Festival, when she went to the premiere of my movies, when I was getting different awards. I mean, she was a very proud mother. So that for me was great.
Okay, since you're a movie producer, if we will make your life story a movie, which you should, really. You should make your story a movie.
Okay.
What what would you like name this movie? What's the name of this movie?
First of all, the rights for the book are with my daughter Rasha,
Okay.
and she has the right to make that movie 10 years after I'm dead.
So after very, very long.
I don't know, maybe tomorrow, 10 years from tomorrow, or 10 years from when I'm 80 or 80. But depends, you know. I mean, I've been very blessed. And knock on wood, because we don't have wood. I knock on my head. I never been in a hospital for one day, beside having my knee surgery. So I try to stay as healthy as I could. And that to me means the world. I mean, you know, I'd much rather have my health than owning the Empire State Building or owning anything. You know, to me, health is very, very important.
So Rasha, she's gonna work on your movie. Is there a name? If you want to pick a name that describes your journey.
Haven't thought of it, to be honest with you, that far, because I only think about today. I never think about tomorrow. I never think about 6 months from now. I never think.
You're very straightforward and you like a very straightforward questions, right? So forget the movie.
Faddali.
بلاش الموفي.
Okay.
How would you describe if I ask you to describe your life, your journey in 2 words?
It's a roller coaster ride. It's been a nice roller coaster ride. I didn't know I was going to be a producer. I never thought I would, be as successful as I am today. Um, Hard work pays sometime. If you would have told me I owned the Chinese theater, I would have laughed at you. But, things happen in life. And if you're at the right place at the right time and you have the right knowledge, you would succeed. And I think just in the United States, hard work pays off all the time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to say also one thing. I want to give you credit for that, for one thing, a lot of things, but the major thing. I came across an interview for you, and you talked about Gaza. You talked about uh, Palestine, Sudan, and you're in Hollywood, and Arab, Lebanese Arab. It's how hard was it for you to pursue
Very,
this career
very,
and you still
very, very,
honest?
very, very fucking hard. Okay.
Tell me more about it because I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
today I'm 71 years old. When I got in the film business, I was in my mid 40s. Today, I do not give an F what people think. Today, people need to be in business with me. When I was at Warner Brother and I called Terry Semel and Bob Daly, they didn't know who the fuck I was. Warner Brother made me get on a fucking plane and go to New York and apologize to these guys, because I didn't know who the F I was, because I was being very polite. I was in their office and they like shunned me off. But then I have a big hit called The Whole Nine Yard, and everybody who's Elie. So, I don't like people to like me just for my success. If you're going to like me, you're going to like me for who the fuck I am. Don't like me because you're going to get into Roxbury. Don't like me because you want to go to a premiere of the Chinese. Don't like me because you want tickets for the Oscars. You know, I know how to vet people very, very well. That's why I trust my gut feeling on everybody. Okay.
okay, I love that about you, Ili. So, Ili, to wrap this up, okay, when your grandchildren read your book one day,
Yes.
what is the most important lesson you hope they learn from your life? That's a nice question, Ili. Good question.
Family and hard work get you whatever you want.
Nice. And when your story is over, what do you hope people remember about Elie Samaha? The man, not Elie Samaha, the producer, the businessman.
Well, if I'm very successful at putting this attraction in the middle of Hollywood, which Warner Brother and Disney weren't able to put together in 85 and 218, I think I would have accomplished something very big. So I'm hoping to do that. I'm working on that for the last 2 years. I've been able to assemble the Chinese, the Adobe, and the gas station and the Lowe's Hotel, but I'm missing the mall. And if I'm able to get the mall, I think I'll have the attraction I want. And if I don't get the mall, it's not the end of the world. I would have been.
For the amazing, professional answer. I asked you, what do you want people to remember about you, not your businesses and your projects?
I
You
told you that
asked it.
answer earlier. It says, What I like people to remember me by, as the person, me and my kids, I want us to give back. Giving back is the most important thing in my life, because if you are blessed and God and Buddha and whoever gives you that, whatever you get, you don't get it because, you know, nobody ever gave me anything, so I didn't inherit $1. So I had to work for every dollar I have. So to me, it's important that I was very blessed to have what I have. And if I don't give back and I don't teach my kids to go with me to the homeless shelter on Thanksgiving or Easter or New Year, then I failed miserably as a father. So that's one thing my kids are learning from me is giving back. And I love that about them, especially with Russia and with Xenia. And that's really important because I think by giving back, they're going to be very, very successful in life. That's the way I think.
Elie, thank you so much for this,
You're welcome.
for your time, for this amazing conversation, for being so blunt with me. I'm not
Hopefully,
used to that side of you, by the way. I'm not used to that side of you. We always laugh and we're not that serious, but today I see a serious side.
good. I'm glad. And hopefully, I'll be able to get you the guy to talk to. He wants to have dinner with me, that singer. But I don't know if I want to have that. I'm taking my daughter today to this. It's a big thing at SoFi.
What is it?
It's World Cup, something
World Cup.
soccer, yeah.
Yeah, the World Cup, yeah. It's World Cup something.
So Katy Perry is performing,
Okay.
and it's supposed to. I'm invited by, Warner Brother, so they have a big box. And on Sunday, I'm going to another game with iHeartRadio. I'm not a big soccer fan because I don't know very much about it.
I don't know.
But I love football, American football. I love basketball. I mean, not. I mean, the championship has been.
You like politics.
I'm sorry,
You love politics too.
politics.
Remember when you used to send me articles? Well, did you read this article? I was like, no.
Well, I follow up what's going on
Yeah.
because we have such an Einstein for a president. His IQ is so high. Uh, it's really sad what's going on. I'm still bothered by what's going on in Lebanon in the south, what's happening in Gaza, but I think Israel has managed to really get to the top of the list as the worst country in the world. Their PR is not so strong right now. There's lots of my Jewish friends, they don't like Israel and don't like what they're doing there. So for the first time in my life, I'm starting to see a minor change, which is hopefully for the better. So that will make me happy. I can't go to sleep at night living in a 15,000 square foot house with everything from my tennis court to the pool to everything else. And there's kids, they don't have a bed to sleep in. It bothers me a lot. It doesn't sit very well with me. I try to do as much as I could. I've helped as much as I could in the Ukraine and in Gaza, and I like to give back. And I do the best I could to give back. But I'm still always very saddened what's going on everywhere. Like when I have a charity with my friend Festus Azili, and it's in Nigeria, and I go there and I look at the kids, and they're so appreciative when we get them shoes and little computer and uniform. It's just they're so appreciative. And I have a philosophy that I wish I was born in this country because I would I think my kids could run for president. I can't. But you look at China, who have spent the last 30 years close to $3.9 trillion building the most beautiful bridges, most beautiful airports in the world. And you go in the United States and you look at the airports we have in this country, they're fucking 50 years old. And one thing the United States is very good at is, they spend $4 trillion on Iraq, on Afghanistan, on Iran right now, and Houthis, and you get nothing back for that for the United States. This is one thing I could never understand. And we're fighting everybody's war instead of building this country and doing what China is doing. We could learn a couple of things from the Chinese.
I agree. That was Elie, thank you so much for your time. That was an amazing conversation. Thank you for coming and thank you
Thank
for your time.